Hi everyone, we are live. This is Arsenal Fan Circle with my co-host Mahir Abrams. Gunded News from Facebook. Um, Check him out. He's got his own YouTube channel as well. Um, Season 2, Episode 20, and Mahir is tasting the sweet, sweet taste of success. Finally, you're chowing down on
Oh,
some steak chops right there. It's a
it's
win.
been way too long, guys. It's been way too long since we've taken a W.
You're celebrating with a steak chop. I'm celebrating with a nice cup of tea. A nice cup of
Oh,
tea. Come
fantastic.
on. Get in there. Come
Get in,
on.
come on.
Get in
What do
there.
you I just can't
We,
believe it.
um, I predicted 3 goals, Mahir, but very, very happy Lacazette got that last goal right at the end. And we'll go through everything chronologically. This is Arsenal's seventh win of the season. Can you believe it? Seventh win of the season. I want to shout
Lucky.
out to Boots, who was in the house,
Yo,
and Noe Donis. Thanks for joining us again, Noe. I was actually thinking about you today and wondering what you were up to. I hope everything's cool. Um, Mahir is enjoying the sweet taste of a victory.
oh,
And
guys, just
yes,
look at this.
Tina Turner, we took more than a point. We did. We got
We
all
did.
three delicious points. I'm just going to take a moment and sip that cup of tea, celebrating. Um, what a dominant win from the lads. Noe Donis. Yep. Nicola
We,
Pepe.
we
And for
needed.
me, Nicola Pepe was man of the match for me.
Yeah.
1 goal and 2 assists. Now, let me get into the intro here. I may sing a little bit throughout this, but not too much. And yeah, just pumped here because yeah, we needed to win, desperately needed. Yes, we beat Newcastle at home, but maybe it's starting something after being away, the team being away at Dubai with all of that. I think they needed a little impetus, and I think we've got it with this 4-0 win today. So one swallow does not make a summer, but one Magpie defeat will not make a season. But we're on our way, my hair. We're on our way now.
As we've
Now,
discussed, the next
I'll
few
give,
games are very
yep,
winnable
very
from today.
winnable.
And that was an excellent start. We needed a dominant performance. Anything other than a win today was going to result in utter chaos and everybody losing their minds. And I'm just so happy with everything I've seen. Ceballos playing excellently, which we'll go into.
Yeah,
Ozil even scoring. Lacazette getting that goal and his celebration, which was so deserved. He needed that pick me up
yeah,
after a long, long few weeks of
yeah,
being goalless.
yeah. All right. Well, you continue chowing down there. I'm going to talk for a little bit. So the title of this is Magpie a la Salt and Pepe, and they pretty much came up with the title after about 60 minutes when we were 2-0 up. The salt is Aubameyang rubbing salt back into the Newcastle wounds. He obviously struck them the first game of the season away from home, a very, very vital win for Aubameyang. And today, Pepe provided the first assist for Aubameyang, a lovely cross from the right onto Aubameyang's head. I've just been watching the interview, and Aubameyang said that Arteta had told the players told him to be that second striker. So that was the perfect place for Aubameyang to be. Dispatched it nicely into the corner, and of course Pepe, the salt and the Pepe. So Pepe was able to finish off a lovely move from Bukayo Saka on the wing there. Bukayo Saka turning from left back into winger once again. He is our superhero. He transforms from left back to super winger, nutmegging the defender and playing the ball directly into Pepe's feet. A great, great win. In the end, we were able to add it on with a flourish. are we dreaming that Ozil scored and Lacazette scored in the last few minutes, my here?
I think we just might be. I mean, I was even shocked. I think that ball for Ozil was actually meant for Mustafi, if I'm not mistaken, who was standing very close to him. But
Right.
finish
A
it
scoop
off.
ball. A scoop ball from Lacazette into Ozil's path, and he gets a decent contact on it and sort of deceives the goalkeeper. Goes into the goal. So good stuff
Ray
from Ozil.
Dubravka should be doing better than that, though. That was actually going to be a save.
Yeah,
And we
we're
got
good.
two occasions which we're going to discuss.
We are going to take it though. You know what I mean?
Of
Um,
course,
so Pepe for me had a man and match performance, and we're going to go through the game. But just to recap it, I thought we started off in the first few minutes quite strong, and then Newcastle gave us a lot of problems in the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game. The second part of the first half became a little bit more of an even contest, where we were actually unlucky not to get that goal just before halftime. We go in at halftime 0-0, and Arteta has a talk with the players and just tells Aubameyang ostensibly to get closer to the goal, be that second striker, get on the back post, make some things happen, get closer to Nketiah, who would seem to be a little bit in the periphery of the game. Nketiah, for me, um, he wasn't really involved in the first half, but he was a lot more involved in the second half. I'm quite disappointed actually that he wasn't able to finish off with a goal, Eddie Nketiah today. And then we got our two goals, like we just talked about. Salt and pepper, just 1-2. We roasted the Magpies within a few minutes, a couple of minutes there, a flourish, and the game ebbed and flowed. We had some substitutions. Lacazette comes on and did the thing, Mahir, that we wanted Lacazette to do. We've been calling out for our strikers to alternate. Take Lacazette out of the firing line because this is what we wanted from that Burnley game. Take him out of the firing line and bring him in, albeit for Nketiah. And Lacazette finished with a flourish, an assist and a goal right at the end.
I mean, this is what happened. Discuss. When you alternate between strikers, you give them a chance to, somebody like Lacazette, for example. We've seen him become very effective as a super sub, as per se, a super sub where the the other opposition team is tired, and then we bring him on maybe 15 minutes into the second half or something like that, or even during the last 20 minutes. And we've seen what an impact this kind like this is what happened tonight. Basically, I'm speechless. I'm
Yeah,
so freaking happy for Lacazette, man. Really.
the thing that most Arsenal players, most people have been talking about, not Arsenal players, Arsenal fans have been talking about was take Lacazette out of the team for a little bit, give him a little bit of a rest. Maybe Dubai helped as well. Maybe Arteta was able to sit down with Lacazette and say, "Listen, I know you're valuable to the team. Your time will come, and Lacazette, be ready when you come on because you're gonna replace Nketiah, you're gonna replace Aubameyang, and you're gonna be in the team. You're gonna get minutes, and then that's the time when you can score, right?"
Yeah, I mean, just basically hold tight, Lacazette, because we do know what a quality player he is, and he's been suffering for a long time with a lot of different issues. And like we've discussed before, even on a side note, even away from football, mental health is a very important thing to a lot of us. A lot of people are suffering, and a lot of people must know that they're not alone. They've got a lot of fellow, like even with us, we're a family. We look out for each other as much as possible, even when it comes to non-related football issues. We're always
Mm-hmm.
checking in with each other, making sure that we know we aren't alone in anything that we do. So he's
Yeah,
been suffering with a lot of
yeah,
different issues for a long time, and this has obviously affected him for a long time since Emery was with us. You know, not being played out of position, being like a lot of different things. And I mean, did you see the joy in his face when he scored, guys? Ah, it's so beautiful. It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
beautiful.
And just like the Arsenal players, um, because they're just people just like us, my here, and the fans are going through different things as well. So for many of the fans, Arsenal is a big part of their life. So it's very important to get, you know, to take joy from these things. We were after beating Newcastle 4-0. After watching what I'm going to call that other team from down the road that shall not be named, I was calling them ducking bankers.
Good one. Good one. I like the way you
After
just
that goal that he scored right at the end, ducking bankers. I, I,
seriously.
I think most people will be able to figure out what I'm saying there.
Yeah. We try and
Ducking
avoid
bankers.
our language as much as possible, guys, because you do
Definitely
know.
does ducking bankers.
But I can't believe they actually got away with it. I didn't watch that game too much. I think I may have been, taking a Sunday afternoon nap. But from what I know, it was quite. They got very, very, very lucky. I saw that Sun goal, and I mean, it's one of those things like for us, we play something like that on a Mustafi. That was a Mustafi.
Yeah, yeah,
Whoever the
yeah,
midfielder was, he pulled off a Mustafi
yeah.
because I'm sure we can all remember back to Atletico Madrid when we played them the first time 2 years ago in I think it was a semi-final, and that thing happened where Mustafi made the same mistake, and Griezmann went through and scored, and that basically derailed us. That knocked us out. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's go through, and I think we talked about this yesterday on the podcast that I think Tony Turner. I don't know whether to call him Tina or Tony. Let's take this comment first with London Old School. Good, thanks London Old School for joining us once again, my old mate. Good second half performance. Need to string a few results together and push on. And that's definitely what we need to do. We wanted to get 9 points from these next 3 games. We got three. But yesterday we talked about possibly experimenting with the lineup that Arteta could use the league for doing that, Mahir. And that was my thoughts when I saw the starting lineup with Nketiah in the team, especially.
Yeah, I was also shocked. We said we'd all love James, yourself, Ryan, myself, all basically said we would like Martinelli to be starting on the left hand side. So even for me, I was like, okay, there's no Martinelli on the left. We're going with
Aubameyang on the left.
yeah, sorry, Aubameyang on the left, and a lot of different changes. No Torreira, for example.
No Torreira. So that was something I didn't quite. I wanted Torreira in the team, obviously, but I'm willing to understand if Arteta is going to experiment a little bit in the league, and knowing we've got Europa League coming up on Thursday, so maybe that was possibly in his mind too.
But as critical as we were, it worked. What I love seeing is somebody that is picking up. Arteta is picking up on certain things and is willing to take certain risks. Last night we said all guns are blazing, and that's exactly what he did. He was taking, I don't know if it's uncalculated or calculated risks, but I mean, Saka was bloody brilliant tonight.
Yeah,
Bloody,
and
bloody.
it may have been a calculated risk, but for to put in Tetier in, to big up Pepe. He talked about Pepe in Dubai as well, and over the lead up to this game. And Pepe's in the game, and he plays very, very well again.
I mean, seriously, even Pepe. Ray, it's leaving me speechless. I've got no words to say. You see that heart that they show on the field? That's
Yeah.
all we ever want. All we ever want, even if a result doesn't go our way, which right now we can't afford. But anyway, I'm saying in the past, if they had shown this heart, how much do you bet? How much do you want to bet right now? We could have been sitting either above Leicester or below Leicester by one place. I'm sure. Ray, there's currently no sound.
That's right. I did mute it. Just talk a little bit about the effect that the this Arsenal got me in a spin right now. So, just talk a little bit about the effect this will have on the team going forward.
Okay, the basic effect that guys that this team will that this sort of mind state brings on. What we can do is, even though there is no chance of a top four, top six, there's very slight possibility of it happening. This type of mentality, we could go on a run of 4, 5, 6 games. And if we can do that and other teams are slipping up, uh, that team from down the road, the Shite, are so lucky they didn't lose to Aston Villa. Aston Villa really should gave the absolute everything, and are very lucky that they only got a point. I mean, no points at all actually. For who's the team that they played? Oh, sorry, Aston Villa. But this mentality, if it brings on something positive, I mean, even Laka being able to score his goal, did you see the joy on his face? Did you see the happiness on his face? Sometimes when a person is going through a lot, this is results like tonight is a lift me, is a pick me up for everybody, fans, supporters, players, even the manager. Troy Jarvis, hello people. I called it a 3-0, but happy it was 4. Yes. Excellent
Yeah,
choice.
Troy, I actually called it a 3-0 as well. But
Yeah.
when that fourth goal in went in for Lacazette, I was quite happy to have that happen. Am I here? You still there? Um, and Boots, thanks for joining us as well. I remember people ripping Emery for switching the team up and giving the players a chance, and that's actually a good point, Boots. You're actually right in saying that and highlighting that yeah, Emery used to switch the team up a lot, and he used to we used to get criticized for that as well. Just want to say if you hear any noise in the background as well, it's because my autistic son is having a slight meltdown. So hope everyone understands that. That's why I was doing that muting. In a few
But
minutes, you'll feel a lot better and it will pass.
we love everybody regardless, no matter what. You know? I see Boots even saying players were ripping into Emery for switching up and giving players a chance. But he was doing it in the wrong way. His man management was
Yeah, yeah. I
putrid.
mean that's absolutely true. His man management was not good at all.
Putrid. Putrid is the word I like using because it's unexplainable, man, the things he was doing. And yeah, man, with him going last year on a 22 unbeaten run, that really did not paper over any cracks. Wow, I think it paper over some of the cracks for us because we were bamboozled, we were blinded basically, and we're like, oh yes, Emery, go Emery. But yeah, guys, as you can see, the title is Arsenal players time to put up or shut up. And today they made their voices known. Yes, we did get very lucky. On two occasions, they could have made it 2-1 and 2-2 and equalized, but luck was on our side. One thing I do want to mention, guys, I just want to shout out to all of you, all of our subscribers. We love you guys. You guys are never alone. We're a family. And we really do appreciate everybody tuning in, whether it's now live or whether it's on a rerun, maybe sitting at work and you've got a little bit of spare time. Yeah, guys. Oh, I just can't believe we did that. I mean, 4 goals. A lot of us called 3-0, 3-0. And that goal, the fourth goal, was just the icing on the cake. I feel maybe with Ozil's goal, a little bit, I'm sure Dubravka could have saved that. The keeper, Newcastle's keeper, could have done much better with that, as he did have the ball in his hands.
All right, so where are we? Just get me caught up here a little bit.
Now, I was just basically shouting out everybody that's in the chats, all our day ones, and thanking them for their support.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's go through the game. I'm going to go through my notes here, and yeah, wonderful win today. After that team that shall not be named, we did need to reply to them and put up a performance. And Mahir, this is the performance that sometimes that we have been crying out for all season, to win 4-0 and to win in some style as well.
I mean, yes, no disrespect to Newcastle, but they did play pretty poorly today, I must say. I mean, even the likes of not finishing off, I think it was like two clear-cut chances where those shots by their strikers were scuffed.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, wow, we did get away, we did get out of jail with that one.
Our first clean sheet, back-to-back clean sheets, the first one in 10 months. This is showing us that Arteta has started to make us better defensively and not concede as many goals. So we're getting some clean sheets as a consequence of it. Now, Newcastle had a couple of opportunities, and Sen Maximilian, he hit the post as well around about just after we were 2-0 up. And the, the whole complexion of the game might have changed if they had actually scored at that point. I imagine it. We're at the Emirates 2-1, and in the middle of the first half, did you notice that the crowd was actually feeling a little bit impatient with the team halfway through the first half?
They wanted it to be pardon the echo, guys, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I think they were getting impatient because, like us, we want to see more and more goals. We want to see relentlessness. So from 1-0 to 2-0 to 3-0 to 4-0 to 5-0, where we can say, oh, that's it, guys. It's done and dusted.
Game
Do what.
over, yeah. And we had talked yesterday as well about the players, and it's time to put up or shut up. So I think they answered the call today. They played quite well to win against Newcastle and win in some style in the end, 4-0. So if I keep saying 4-0, forgive me, but it's just a good feeling to actually get a win for Arsenal today.
When was the last time we got a W at home?
New Year's Day.
Yeah, versus Tim Lot.
It's
Yes, that was.
Banter United. We beat Banter United FC on New Year's Day, and so it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, a really long time. But what was I going to say? I was going to say, if only this type of mentality, this type of drive, passion, heart was shown from quite a while back, even though there were problems. But we could have had at least another 4 wins under our belt right now. And like I'm saying, we could have been right up there in the conversation. Not, oh, we're 10th. Oh, maybe if Man City. get banned.
Tony, thanks for joining us.
I'm showing up
So
30 minutes late like Arsenal did today.
Yeah, it did take a little while to get out of the blocks, and we're going to go through the game pretty soon. We're going to go through all of my notes here, but give me your overall thoughts on the game, Tony.
And it's a much needed win, and we should have got the 3 points to begin with.
Yeah, and a lot sooner. It's been a long time coming right now, so we had to wait a month and a half for this win in the league.
It's been too long coming, and we should have had 4 points against Chelsea in those two games.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Okay, so go drop it into my notes here. I thought that we had a good start. A little bit of a scare at the start with Joe Linton going down our left side versus Colonel Mustard on the left hand side. There was a couple of actual. I think the whole team played quite well, Tony. But Colonel Mustard had a couple of occasions where your heart's kind of in your mouth, right?
Yeah, he had a few.
Especially that one with Almiron where he, I think it was in the middle of the first half where he goes past a couple of our midfielders. A good player he is, but he's going one on one with Mustafi. My heart's in my mouth a little bit, but thankfully, Pepe has stepped up a man of the match performance and actually come back and done some defensive duties there as well.
Yeah, I thought everybody had a good performance except for Zaka in the first 30
Except for,
minutes. Horrible.
except for Granite.
Yeah, he was horrible the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, my here, this was a very, very much an all-round performance today.
would you say it was a very well done?
A good all-round performance.
Yeah,
We had a
definitely.
couple of very, very good displays, but nobody really dipped below the 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 performances.
Tony, I'm sure you'd agree with that, right? I mean, everybody played their socks off.
And the only one I had under a 6 was Zaka at 5.5.
Yeah, and Tony, you do give Colonel Mustard a solid 7. So good stuff from him. And Boots, shout out to you. St. Max went down very easily when he had the ball. GK, thanks for joining us. Evening, fellas. A great win, a great 4-0 win. It's definitely going to help our goal difference in the league table. Boots said Xhaka got lucky not to have conceded a penalty when he committed that foul in the box near the touchline. Yeah, I think that was against Saint Maximilian.
Yeah, I also think it was very pacey.
Very pacey. Okay, so what I noticed is a lot that's been happening, guys, is that Granit Xhaka has been filling in for Saka on the left-hand side. Whenever Saka is getting forward, this is a tactical nuance that Arteta's put in place. I think he's told Granit Xhaka to fill in at that left back spot when Saka bombs forward. So we've seen that a lot, and I was a little bit worried because he was going one-on-one versus Saint Maximilian, such as Boots has just mentioned, Tony.
Yeah, he was way too far forward, too far too forward.
And that's not really a matchup you want, my here. Granit Xhaka versus tricky winger in Saint Maximilian.
We do
One of
know
their better players.
we do know Granit Xhaka is not the most mobile, and we've called a lot for him actually not even to be in the Arsenal squad because he's as slow as a snail when it comes
Yeah.
to turning. He's a
Yeah.
lot more.
So
Then
we continue. Steve Bruce has never won at the Emirates under a coach, and that record continues. Long may that continue. But Newcastle did come into this game here unbeaten in 8 games.
Wow.
Yeah, in a good run of form they were. We were able to put paid to that. I noticed that they were getting on top of us in the first 15 minutes. a lot of corners, and one of their corner routines was it sucked all of our players into the box, and they played the ball to the edge of the box to Longstaff. He took a very very good shot, and Bernd Leno was quite good today. He didn't have anything spectacular to do, Mahir, but he was a pretty straightforward what he had to do, but he did it well.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen occasions where we tried to go into the back and it ended up looking very dangerous because as soon as the opposition pressed too high or with too much intensity, our players seem to lose their heads. Colonel Mustard included, Granite of course included, and just like that, we can concede a goal.
Um, what did you what do you think of Saka? Take Boots' comment there. He's what a professional footballer should be, able to play any position and excel at it. So he really is master of that left hand side, my here. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
start calling him Super Saka pretty soon.
I would definitely call him that. Tony, would you agree that these young players that show a lot of heart should be given as much opportunity as possible, or should be man managed in a way where they get better and better and better as players? Because even Saka is not like a who's this Maitland Niles, for example, where he says, "Oh no, it's not my position. It's not my natural position. This is my natural position. I deserve to be playing on the left wing and not left wing back." Would you not agree that some of these players are just taking it quietly and going about their job, which is fantastic?
Yeah, they're going about doing their business like they should be. Especially Saka, he just goes out there and plays wherever he's asked to play.
Yeah, and combined with Martinelli, who didn't get a run out today, we've got a lot of talent on the left hand side, Tony. Um, I would even maybe go so far as say the potential is similar to Ashley Cole and Robert Perez back in the day.
I'd still like to see us go with a back three and use Saka more as a left wing back.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to go with the back three that you're um, advocating for. GK Maximilian was scary. Felt if he would have scored the chance he had him, we might have capitulated. Like I said, Mahir, very very true. If they'd taken some of our chances, the game would have been a bit closer. We did finish the game off in style with 2 goals at the end, but if that game had gone to 2-1 or something like that, who would have known what would have happened?
Richie also, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Richie, also had a chance right in front of post. Like the far right, the right hand side was way open. Bernardo was going the wrong way. And if he hadn't scuffed his shot and Maximum had scored, it could have been 2-2. And then who knows what would have happened with the rest of the game, though. Thank
Yeah,
goodness that didn't happen.
yeah. Welcome in, Ugandan Knuckles. Appreciate you coming to the channel and watching us here. He's very happy with the performance, but gutted we didn't get Ziyech. Chelsea got a bargain, but he also respects where Ziyech came from because when he was 10, he lost his father. So I get that shows a lot that Ziyech probably has a lot of character, has been able to deal with some real life situations, and Chelsea probably did get a very decent player there. Um, I would like if Arsenal would go ahead and sew up some things before the summer comes, but these things very rarely happen, Tony. Right?
Yeah, they don't happen that often.
Yeah. So we're probably going to keep our powder dry until summertime. I'm hoping that Upper Meccano is in the works, and we'll see what happens with that. You know. Right. So, like I said, Leno had played pretty well this game, but He was a little bit loose with some of his passing. In the 19th minute, the poor Leno pass led to a free kick for St. Maximilian, and Leno was able to save the 21st minute. 21st minute, Mahir. Saka has some lovely interplay with Aubameyang on the left-hand side. Ends up with Saka taking a shot that curls just past the right-hand corner. You remember that one where Aubameyang just backheeled it to Saka, and Saka took the initiative, took the responsibility. Another thing I like to see in that young player, he seems to have it all. He has that confidence to be able to take a shot as well, Mahir.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of somebody that's just got that. See, youngsters like Martinelli, for example, they are fearless. They couldn't give two flying mother ducks of
Mother duck,
any,
mother
yeah,
ducking.
any striker or any attacking option that
I
our
like
the
Tony's
opposition
co-pilot.
comes with. Fearless, fearless. Tony, and it's so beautiful to watch, eh? I got tears running down my eyes when I see a beautiful moment like that, where they're just like, I honestly couldn't care who's in front of me.
Mhm.
I'm going to give my all. So if anything, you can't say anything bad about me. Not one word you can say about Saka. Like for example, same thing with Martinelli. The same thing happens. So
Yeah.
much pride, so much love. It's like, oh, it leaves
Um,
you.
Boots wonders if Arteta is saving players for the Europa and the FA Cup and trying for the Champions League via those routes. It does seem to me like Tony, does it strike you? We talked about this yesterday. Maybe we're going to use the league for a little bit of experimentation.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take the league is experimentation and Europe is our serious competition.
What do you think if Arteta did use this game for experimentation? What do you think, Tony? He can conclusions. What conclusions can he draw from this game?
Uh, he still needs to make some more changes, but Sabalos was good in there starting and needs to be getting more minutes.
Ceballos played well, and we have to give props as well, man. Here, I thought Ozil, I thought Ozil had a pretty good game as well. Bringing the salsa verde.
With the salsa chips in celebration of, I mean, Ceballos was electric today. I'm sure. I'm sure you guys know that by now. All
Man,
what
here,
I do is
do you
he was,
think he helped Ozil to
of
bring a
course,
little bit more out of him?
of course, it frees up Ozil to do what his job is, which is
Right?
creating.
Yeah.
It gives the freedom. I mean, what was I saying in the beginning in last night's episode? I was actually, you get a Knuckles good point. We're gonna get onto that now. Tierney being linked with Leicester, unfortunately.
I don't
I
see
don't
that happening.
understand. I don't see that happening either, but just rumors around, guys, that he's been linked to Leicester for 25 million, the same amount we bought him for. Anyway, like I was saying, the the link up play between certain players is certainly it helps. What Ceballos was doing was giving Ozil the opportunity to be the creator, to have more freedom going forward, while he remains back and does some of the defensive dirty work.
Okay, so Glenn Kitely, he's going to join us shortly. He had a chance to go out and celebrate, so he's going to be joining us shortly. But Uganda Knuckles, how are we all doing? Arsenal did not ruin our weekend, Mahir. Feeling good?
I am ecstatic. I am seriously feeling ecstatic.
Listen,
Tony, how are you feeling after
can
that?
you imagine if we were doing what Liverpool's doing right now? And you know, I think I would have to have surgery because my smile will be from ear to ear right
We've
now.
lost the same amount of games as Man City and just behind Liverpool. If we had just turned three draws or four draws into wins right now, this smile would be something like the Joker's smile. Yeah, you know.
Um, GK up in Meccano shaking my head. Don't want him, especially if the fans are saying spend 50 million plus on him.
That's weird.
Um, in the Europa League, we have to watch out for Olympiacos striker Yusuf El Arabi, big Moroccan striker this season. He already has 28 goals and some 6 assists in the UEFA Champions League. One against Tottenham. Also, he was free. So these are the players that we could have targeted, and I have to believe that we are going to target certain players in the summertime. We are keeping everything. Arteta is going to see what he's got till the end of the season, and games like this will only help him, Tony, into seeing what kind of squad he has, top to bottom.
And it helped Ceballos, and they should try to buy him.
Yeah, and we want to see probably a lot more from Ceballos as well if we're going to have an interest in him. And Stan the man, 4 goals. We did score 4 goals, Stan. And
First luchador.
maybe we will do that during the week if Stan is up for that. Tobias was Salsa Verde, Tony.
Yes, he was.
Even if we don't get Europa next season, I want to end the season on a strong note. And yeah, my here, everything's kind of pointed now. Confidence will really be lifted by this. We're gonna face the rest of the campaign on a good note here.
What do we have to lose? We really
Games,
have nothing.
games going out of the Europa League, the FA Cup, all of our targets, top 5.
I mean,
Those are the things we have to lose.
funny, but not funny because it's very possible with this type of this team that we saw tonight of ours. If they continue this current trajectory upwards and this form,
Yeah.
I honestly seeing us winning FA Cup and getting into Champions League, but only
I've,
via the.
I've always been talking about the FA Cup as our best possibility for a piece of silverware this year. I think the Europa League is very, very strong and will be difficult. And also, talking to James Rowe yesterday, I understand that the Europa League will be tricky and it's difficult. It's a step up for a new coach. Arteta is what, 10 games into his tenure now, Tony?
Yeah, 10 game.
Where does the Lacazette versus Pepe stand? In
One
terms
goal.
of
How do
goals,
you,
we'll just say goals at this point.
They each have one goal.
Overall this season is Lacazette one ahead? Just for hope.
I'm not sure.
look?
Um,
Either way, I believe they're gonna get better and better. You know, even like
yeah.
Lacazette was going through a lot of things. He scored his goal
Um,
now. The joy on his face shows I'm going to come back stronger than ever. I'm going to prove all of you wrong that are saying, well, swap me with Thomas Lemar from Atletico. Lacazette's not happy. He's going to prove a lot of those people wrong, Raf, from now, I believe.
yeah. And that was one of the longest streaks that Lacazette had to endure without scoring. Boots has asked the question, and I'll answer it first, and then I'll send it to Mahir and Tony. If we finish 10th but manage a trophy, either Europa or FA, would you consider it a successful season? For me, anytime you win a trophy, it's a successful season. I would be happy with 10th place and the FA Cup. Mahir?
Uh, I would also be happy with 10th place and the FA Cup. but I would like for us to try and push in the Europa League. I honestly think so. Even though we might not be able to cope with the big dogs, Barcelona's, the Bayerns, who knows what could happen, the domino effect of getting into the Champions League.
Tony,
I wouldn't be happy with FA Cup, but I would be happy with Europa.
you wouldn't be happy winning the Europa?
I said I would be happy with Europa, and I wouldn't be happy with
FA
FA
Cup.
Cup,
FA Cup.
Okay,
yeah.
I got that backwards. Okay, you want that Champions League, don't you?
Yep.
All right, so following on from my notes, we continue to turn the ball over on the 24th minute. Bellerin and Leno has to save from Bentaleb. And jump in, anyone, if you want to add a comment in anywhere along here. Here we have the 25th minute. That's the Almiron run and a dive. My notes say Pepe was tracking back, so I'm very, very impressed with Pepe today. Not only did he get his work done going forward, scoring one goal and assisting in two, his defensive duties were there, and that's something that Arteta must have told him that he needed to do in order to be in the team. So I'm starting to see maybe Pepe is going to get a run in the team now. Mahir, do you think Pepe will get a run in the team?
Personally, my opinion, I think so. I think a lot of these things that we haven't been doing under Emery, like covering for each other, fighting as a team. I mean, we're seeing it now. Guys that were never not actually putting a defensive, more attackers like a Pepe, for example, actually covering for the likes of a Saka or the likes of another wingback that want to run like Bellerin, that want to maybe take a run and take a chance.
Glenn, welcome into Arsenal Fan Circle. Thanks for joining us again. I think you're a little bit low in volume.
Below.
There, that sounds better.
Hi guys.
Perfect.
Glenn, how's it, my buddy? Good to have
Hi
you on.
man.
Again.
I'm good. I'm good. Hi Tony.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi.
Give me-
Really happy,
give
man.
Yeah. First of all, we're very happy. Give me your other emotions from the game. Give me your outline of the game.
Well, of course, it started with a lineup that shocked us all. I mean, Ketia, Ceballos, we didn't quite expect them to start. But as we've always said on the show the past 2 weeks, it's positive to see something new. Just try something. Play Pepe as a defender. Just try something new. So it was good to see something new. I'm talking about that, of course. It started out, it was a terrible first half, to be honest. I was worried when Shaka got a very early booking, a silly booking. That is why I don't like Shaka, such situations. No need of holding the player back and putting pressure on himself and on the team. So it wasn't a really good first half, but the second half was the best. What we've seen from the Arteta team so far, the last since he came in, we normally either play well in the first half and terrible in the second half, or the opposite. So we've never really played 90 minutes a good game apart from the Man U game. So really, really good to see Pepe scoring. Ozil scored, and Lacazette. The confidence is back finally. And I thought they were being rested because you have Olympiacos coming up and all those other teams. So it was good getting a win, especially because you have some more easier fixtures, I can say, coming up. So maybe you can get a run going.
Yeah, definitely smiles are back on our faces, Glenn. Talk about the referee inconsistencies. Almiron halfway through the first half for that dive versus Granit Xhaka in the first few minutes getting a yellow card.
That definitely should have been a yellow card. Not even that. Like all the referees, even in the earlier game between Aston Villa and Tottenham, I think Oria fouled like 4 or 5 times and never even got booked. So the consistencies of the referees is crap, to be honest. All the referees are terrible in the Premier League.
Glenn, guys, Glenn, I'm glad you brought up that point. It's a very good point. If you actually see, somebody actually posted how many points we've lost on refereeing decisions not being made, and VAR also. I mean, total waste of time.
12
We've we know our thoughts on that already. But how many points we've lost because referees have made terrible decisions and VA has also, pardon my language, but screwed us over. And I mean, right now we've been discussing we could have been sitting a bit higher, but that's just not the case, unfortunately.
The penalty on Pepe, there's a day Pepe was obviously fouled. He should have gotten a penalty. A Socrates goal that was denied.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
time at Sheffield away. Socrates should have gotten a penalty.
Yeah.
So many decisions.
When you guys, when you guys see my review, I'm going to actually just bring that up as well as a point, just to show everybody the other decisions that were made. I mean, shocking, putrid refereeing, putrid VAR also. I mean, VAR is taking up so much time also with the decisions that are being made. Today I watched Wolves versus Leicester, and the guy was clearly onside. I mean, even there was a chance. I don't know if you guys saw Ozil, and he was about to give it. He gave it to Aubameyang, and then Aubameyang basically stopped because the referee obviously blew. But I mean, if you watched it back, he was clearly onside. They were like, "Oh, so tight," but he was onside by. I don't know how they get these decisions by like a toe, not even a toe, a half a toe or a quarter toe.
Yeah.
Then, then his decision is not being made correctly. I mean, really
London
and
also
honestly.
would be happy with 10th place in the Europa League. Glenn, what would you be happy with in terms of targets for the end of the season, both all in the league, the Europa League and the FA Cup? Would you take 10th place in one of those cups?
Well, right now we're only 1 point behind Man U and a couple of points behind Wolves and Everton. So 10th wouldn't be good. So maybe 6th or 7th as the season is going on. And FA Cup in the last 16, and we have an easy draw against Portsmouth. The teams remaining in the FA Cup, yes, the likes of Man City are there, but the way Liverpool are playing with youngsters in the tournament, I think we have a good chance to get to at least one final between the two. So I'll be happy with maybe 6th and a trophy. I wouldn't be hurt if we lose a final, but at least get to a final. Maybe
Right.
the FA Cup probably.
That would constitute a good season for new players under a new coach.
Yeah, of course. Getting to 5th or 4th, that would be a shock. So it wouldn't really reflect on our season. It would be a shock.
That was my next question. It seems like all of those teams chasing top 4 or had been chasing top 4. Now with the news of Manchester City's potential ban or whatever length that's going to be, 5th place is now on, Glenn. That kind of will reinvigorate a lot of those teams.
Yeah, but you do know this. These bans are normally appealed and overturned most of the times. Yeah. So just imagine we actually play so hard and we actually finish 5th, and we are so happy that we're in the Champions League next season, and then like around July we hear that Man City have been reinstated and we don't have Champions League. It would be terrible. So I'd rather just finish 4th or 6th.
Let's take and then let's take that question, Glenn, and then I'll go to Tony. Keep calling you Tina for some reason. Tony. I don't know why. I don't know who's influencing me to say that. Stand the man, Glenn. I don't think Eddie's going to make it at Arsenal. I'm glad he didn't go out on loan, so we get to see it sooner rather than later. What was your impression of the LPA?
I think in the first half it was a bit unfair because the whole team was a mess. I mean, he didn't even really get a chance. So depending on him in such kind of a game, it is not a fair reflection on the first half. But also me, at the start of the season, I wanted him to go out on loan. But when it got to January, I wanted him back. So I wouldn't say, maybe it's because we have the likes of Martinelli who are ahead of him right now, but I wouldn't take him out on loan. I think he has more potential. Let's see how he does until the end of the season, and then we can decide for next season.
Tony, what was your impression of Nketiah?
I didn't think he was that bad. Just the whole team was so bad that first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I think in Europa coming up.
I think we have to remember also that Liverpool struggled yesterday at Norwich, and they just got over the winning line 1-0 Mahir. So teams that have been going through this winter lull it's kind of difficult to come back and get into the game, and that's what happened with Arsenal, Mayer.
Yeah, it's a bit too soon to say. While London Old School has a good point, maybe the Dubai training did a world of good,
Playoff,
but
yeah,
it's a bit soon. I think maybe after another 2, 3 wins back to back, we could say that, you know what, it actually did a world of good, because a lot of word was coming out from all of that training in Dubai that everything was very positive. Everybody was helping each other train. I'm sure we saw the pictures of even our new signing or loanee, Pablo Marie, lifting Torreira to do pull-ups and all of
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
All fair and well, but we have to be getting a result against Everton, Olympiacos, and Everton as well. Everton, Olympiacos, and possibly West Ham as well.
This you lead me up perfectly, Mahir, to this next point. My notes say halfway through the first half, I think all of us could hear on the screens we're watching that the crowd were visibly getting impatient, Glenn, with the players and the performance.
Tony and
Yeah, of
Graham,
course. I mean,
it's been a
sorry.
long time coming. It's been a long time coming. Sorry. It's been a long time coming. We've been very patient and we've been waiting
Yeah,
for.
but Glenn, on the back of this Dubai trip and goodwill from the supporters, and of course we didn't see it in the first half of the first half, first 20 minutes. So the crowd's starting to get on the players' back a little bit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we thought since they went to Dubai a 2 week break, the new signings now getting time to gel with the team. A few players that are getting back from injury, Saka and the likes Nelson. So we were all positive after that break. So that first half, we were like, what did they go to do then? Because it was worse. It was one of the worst halves I've seen, even worse than before the break. So it was good seeing them picking up in the second half, and definitely Arteta did have a word with them.
Matt here. So the crowd were starting to get on their back as well. You could feel probably in this game we all had this expectation that we'd roll Newcastle over after having 2 weeks off in Dubai, starting to learn more things under Arteta, formations, team building. And we'd just come out, we'd roll them over, we'd get that goal in the first 20 minutes. Didn't happen. And you could hear the crowd getting on the players' backs. But then it became more of an encouraging sound as well, as in, come on, you Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, we're all united. We want to see guys do well, because you guys, like myself, we work hard the whole entire week. Now we have to wait for football normally on even on a Monday, which is ridiculous, or on late on a Sunday. And we just want to see the guys do well. It gives us also a lift to go into the week, on a stronger note. Like, ah, I to be honest with you guys, I wear my jersey sometimes on a Monday, and I feel invincible. I feel like nobody can give me. I feel like nobody can give after, especially a performance like tonight. I go in tomorrow feeling invincible. I
It's
feel
like
like
Dan the
nobody
Man's
can give me,
avatar right there.
yeah, like nobody can give me shit. Like nobody can give me. Sorry, pardon my language, but nobody can give me shit. Like I go into the morning like, ah, yes, man. I look at fellow gooners around. I'm like, what do you guys have to say this morning? Nothing. Everything's all good.
Mahir, you were talking about Monday. We've had a lot of Monday fixtures, Tony. And I heard on another podcast that possibly Arsenal had asked for those Monday fixtures because clubs do actually receive a little bit more television money. Is there any validation to that accusation?
I think it's
Sometimes,
more up to
no.
the networks than Arsenal.
Yeah. You
But
know
they've
what?
actually asked for those Monday fixtures to get some more money.
I doubt it.
Alex, thanks for joining us. We all know Alex over at Cannon Fodder TV. Go check them out. Really, really good channel for live streams. All right, back into the notes. My notes say Arsenal players must accept the expectations of the fans Now we're in a new world, Glenn. We're in a world where Mikel Arteta is going to demand certain things that are unnegotiable.
Sorry, can you
We're in a
repeat that
new
again?
we're in a new world now. Arteta is going to demand certain things from the players, and they have to start playing and stepping up to that responsibility of the Arsenal.
Definitely, that's where the experimenting comes in. If you want to play for him next season, you have to show him what you have to give. I mean, the young players, the likes of Martinelli and Saka. Saka was amazing, by the way, today.
Amazing.
They're really actually showing what they have. Even Willock, he came in for about 10 minutes and he gave Pepe that pass before he squared it for Lacazette. He proved himself today. Ceballos, one of the best players today. So if you want to play for him next season, it's definitely brings a different kind of spirit in the team. We had become a very stagnant team under Wenger and Emre. Players were comfortable in their positions, comfortable every single game. But now you really have to work hard to even get a place in the team. You've seen with Lacazette getting dropped today. Anything is
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. And Maher, part of this, Ozil's actually playing well today. I'm not saying that to be funny, but he's finding some pockets of space, and he has a lovely bit of skill in midfield where he plays that ball around the other midfielder. Uh, to him, he plays the ball to himself around that midfielder, and then plays the ball in the outside left boot to Aubameyang. Aubameyang gets that shot off.
You know what's fantastic about that? Like we've been discussing, Glenn, we've always said, why doesn't Ceballos, for example, play with another midfielder, be it Xhaka or be it Torreira? Not exactly Guendouzi. A lot of people are very excited about him. We have a right to be excited about Guendouzi. But Ceballos next to Torreira is a lovely balance. It allows Ozil to do what he does as a creative midfielder
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the middle, behind
And
our attack.
maybe that's the bigger part of making this team tick is to get our midfield ticking, Glenn.
Yeah, exactly. And Mahia, would you for the games against Everton, West Ham, and Brighton, would you bring Torreira to partner Ceballos or would you stick with Shaka?
You could do it either way. I would personally love to see Ceballos because he's been electric tonight. I would love for him to continue this form and for us to buy him buy him permanently. If he can continue the same attributes he's always had, man. We know him to be a quality midfielder. And where we're short of options, why not have him? Why not have him there? You know, Stan the man saying I'm surprised he's saying actually had a poor game.
Yeah. So you're
Uh,
going to get difference of opinion.
yeah, you get a very different opinion from a
But
lot of.
I think we can all agree that we saw something from Ozil today that we haven't seen in a long time, Tony.
Him almost bottle an easy goal that he got.
Our number 10
he
did
always
have a
goes
good game. Glenn,
yeah.
my notes say around 32nd minute that for Nketiah to shine, we do need to get down the sides of Newcastle and play balls in from the wing, left side and right side. And we just weren't really getting behind Newcastle at that point. That's why Nketiah was struggling a little bit in the first third of the game.
Yeah, at the start of the game, I predicted a 4-1 because I know Newcastle aren't the strongest of teams, especially away from home. And after I saw Pepe back in the team and Aubameyang on the left, and as you've said, we would create chances from the wing, and with those two players, we wouldn't ask for anyone else. But really, in the first half, I think for the first half, I'd agree with Stan. I thought the midfield was a bit too slow. I mean, the transition moving from back to forward was what I was scared of at the start of the game. If you play slow against Newcastle, it's going to end as a 0-0 draw. So I thought Ceballos and Shaka were a bit slow in transitioning the ball, but definitely picked it up in the second half. And it was unfair for Nketiah, as I've said, not getting any service at all. And actually, the games previously, the likes of Lacazette have gotten so many chances. I actually didn't see Nketiah getting any chance apart from the one in the first half.
Yeah, and the one that you're talking about is in the 36th minute. Xhaka plays the ball to Ozil. Ozil plays a quick ball into the penalty area for Nketiah. to run onto with a curling shot. I actually thought that was going to be a goal. I kind of jumped up out of my seat a little bit because I really, really wanted Ketia to get off the mark with this start. Am I here?
Same here. I also jumped. I'm just like you. I jumped out of my seat because I saw a curling, one of those shots that go normally into the top bins of a goal.
Yeah.
And I think, oh my goodness, this is about to be okay, never mind. It's okay. We'll have
All
another
right.
shot.
So we get into halftime, Glenn, and Arteta. I saw the interview afterwards. He said that he had some words with Aubameyang in particular about being that second striker, and we see that pay off in the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, we definitely saw the players getting more forward. I don't see the reason why you'd play with only one up front against Newcastle at home. You'd like Aubameyang and Pepe to be more up front with together with Nketiah, because as I've said, Newcastle, no disrespect to them, but they aren't the best of the teams away from home. So I actually don't like Aubameyang on the left either way. I want Aubameyang to play as a striker in the team. At first, I actually thought Nketiah was going to be the one playing on the right, but as the game turned out, it was Aubameyang playing on the left and Nketiah up front.
And in the 49th minute, Pepe feeds the ball to Nketiah. He volleys the ball onto the crossbar. So close.
I actually forgot about that one. That should have been scored, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
I think maybe if Lacazette was starting, he would have scored that.
Tony, that would have done Nketiah the world of good if he scored right there and then.
Yeah, he needs it.
He needs that impetus. And you know what? I think a lot of our players have been castigated for having kind of stop-start games. But I'm talking about Pepe. I'm talking about Nketiah. And Nketiah has contributed to our campaign already. He scored at least one goal in the FA Cup, Mahir.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's just a pity that some of these chances that they can put away that are clear cut, we don't seem to be taking. That's why Lacazette also dropped off quite a bit because of that, because of a whole lot of things, different things happening, and that affecting his game as well. And yeah, like I say, if we had taken most of the chances, if we were VAR didn't screw us over, and all these different decisions, I feel we could have been a lot better or doing a lot better right now.
Stan makes a good comment there. The most noticeable thing about Ceballos was incredibly small man bun. Almost like I was like, Gareth Bale, did we sign him?
That was my first comment on Twitter once my game got started.
He looked like he had a little on the back of his head. And Debo, thanks for joining us, Debo. You're a new face around here. Really like to see your faces in here. Isn't me or is Oba underrated? He's not talked about enough. Am I here?
Yeah, I definitely think he's underrated.
Definitely underrated. He is the striker that a lot of teams want, and there's a couple of teams probably in Spain that would take him right now. Maybe in the summertime we'll see what happens there. But let's talk about that, Glenn. The first goal, Aubameyang on 55 minutes.
Oh, Pepe! The time Pepe was cutting in, I was like, pass the ball. But he picked up a really good cross, and that was a very good header. That was like a Ronaldo kind of header. That was a really, really good header. I don't think Aubameyang has ever scored such a good header at Arsenal for the last 2 years since he came, and it was good.
He's not known for scoring headers, but I can remember at least a couple. One against Chelsea recently as well.
Watch some Giroud highlights.
He's been picking up on some Giroud highlights. You're right there, Tony. But a great goal. We're on our way, Glenn. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah, and definitely, as the commenters said, he's really underrated. I think he scored like 40% of our goals. And I've seen a stat where they said since he joined Arsenal in 2018, the only person who has scored more goals than him is Salah, and it's only by 1 goal. So maybe if he converted that penalty against Tottenham last year, it would have been on the same number of goals. So
We have to go back to
It is
that
really
penalty, do we?
exactly. He's really a gem. You know, in the last 2 years, if you check the strikers who've scored the most goals, I think Lacazette and Aubameyang are in the top six. So we are really lucky enough to have two strikers alongside the likes of Messi and Lewandowski. We should be smashing teams fours and fives every week.
Yeah, and hopefully, Mahir, that's going to start happening. Mahir, I'm going to give you the second goal. Nicola Pepe, assisted by Saka.
Oh my! Oh, that what they call a panna or nutmeg. That panna was dirty. It was nasty. 'Cause
Dirty.
I've seen that on a few occasions during the
I knew you
game.
would do this justice.
It's close control, basically. I'm sure you guys all play FIFA. Definite close control with that left analog stick where you're just flicking it and the guy's doing all the tricks on screen. That's basically what you saw. A
Yeah.
quick flick, a quick panna there, nutmeg for everybody to about, and a lovely ball through into Pepe.
Okay.
And Pepe with a brilliant
Who
finish.
finished, who finished it to the net almost in the same spot as the Manchester United goal. It was like a carbon copy of that goal for me. Tony, the South Florida right there. Pepe brought it.
Yes, he did.
Control C,
And
Control C,
Saka.
and then we just moved to this guy.
If you guys noticed, Mustafi was right behind Pepe, so
He was
Colonel
I
Matt,
don't
waiting.
know. I don't want to imagine what would have happened if he actually got that chance.
He should have left it for Mustafi. And Mustafi had a chance in the first half as well. It was like, oh, you could have been the hero, Mustafi, in the first half.
Oh.
But
Imagine that.
on that goal,
What I
Saka
can-
he was originally shorting out. He was trying to get it to Eddie.
there's Colonel Mustard's got a clean sheet today, Tony.
Another solid 7 performance.
And we will get into rating the players. So start thinking about your numbers if you haven't already gotten there.
What, by the way, what I can add to my here saying about Saka, when we get TN and Kolasinac back fully fit, that guy would be a deadly winger. If he doesn't have to defend and he just has to play as a winger and cross the ball and get past players, it would be deadly. He's only 18 years of age.
I felt sorry for that guy to sack in that man. I mean, he's got a wife and family. Fuck's sake.
He's a new player too. He's a new player.
Yeah. I mean, guys, the person I'm excited to come back the most is Tierney. Like all this that rumor that we just brought up is absolute BS because
Yeah, but
why would
not here. Would you can't put him back in the side the way Saka's playing? Right? He'll find his way back in, but he can't put him in immediately.
No, I don't think he can. I don't think he can come back in immediately because
Yeah.
again, not long-term injury, but you could say so, long-term injury.
Because
And
we're going to do the ratings. I'm sure Saka and Pepe will be up there.
yeah, I mean, I don't know who brought it up. Somebody brought it up earlier in the comments. Why mess with the chemistry if you can see Saka and Martinelli have
Yeah.
such a good understanding on that left-hand side? It's incredible.
All right. Switch forward to the 75th minute. Maximilian bursts through, cuts into to his right, and takes that shot. Hits the upright. The game could have been different if that goal goes in.
Exactly. Would have panicked as always. And Newcastle have a really good player in that guy. I think he was signed from France or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a really, really good, skillful player. Actually, I would rate him like on top of Zaha right now. And he got past like 2 or 3 players and past line. It was supposed to be a goal, definitely.
I think you're frozen there for a second, but yeah, definitely a dangerous moment. Tony, what do you think would have happened if the game had gone 2-1 at that point?
I think we still would have won.
Yeah, we still would have won, but it would have been a bit hair-raising at times, right?
It'd been a nice challenge for him, but I think we would have still stayed strong.
All right, Matt here. 83rd and 84th minute, we make some substitutions. Ceballos comes off. And I
He was
think it's
saying,
Joe Willett comes on.
look, Joe Willett, for the amount of time that he was on the field, Tony, I'm sure you'd agree with me, was fantastic. He was
And
fantastic.
Lacazette comes on for Nketiah. So we're
You
all
know,
hoping that Lacazette can have an impact in the last 10 minutes.
you know we want to give him a goal. I know there's only 10 minutes left or 5 minutes left plus injury time.
Yeah.
We want to see him back at his peak. We want to see him have his get his confidence back. And guess what? Cherry on top of the cake.
Tony, people have been trying to remember what Ozil's last goal was. All us Arsenal fans have tried to remember what Ozil's last goal was, and I can tell you it was Crystal Palace at home last season. But he gets one today. This is like the cherry on top of the cake, the sprinkles on top of your cake.
Yo.
Yeah, but he still almost missed it.
Oh my God, you're so pessimistic. Got to give him props. Ozil, Ozil drives forward through midfield, passes the ball to Pepe. Pepe passes the ball inside to Lacazette. Lacazette swivels, and the ball's coming to Ozil. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking just bury it, please, man. Please.
Bury it.
We've given you so much criticism over how long? Glenn, Tony, we've said he's only had one good season, to be honest with you. In all the time he's been at Arsenal, I'm just thinking to myself, please just bury it. If that's all you do.
He kind of mishits it and goes in anyway, Glenn. But 3-0, and that's kind of lost on the result. 3-0.
Yeah, I think since he came to Arsenal, I think this is his fourth goal against Newcastle, the most he scored against any team.
That's a good.
Let's be honest. The goal, Ozil's goal, and the next goal you're gonna come to, they were both really lucky. The goalkeeper fluffed that one, and the last goal, Lacazette was very lucky. Actually,
we're
he just hit
we're
it.
Gonna get to that. Yeah, he probably would have missed it if his left leg wasn't standing right there.
Imagine if Laka missed that one. Oh God.
Oh, God.
Right, since you talked about it, Len, we're going to stay with you. The 95th minute, Lacazette scores. A lovely play from Willock on the right-hand side. He slips Pepe into the box. Pepe pulls the ball back to Lacazette. We all think it's a pretty clean finish at first, but when I see the replay, he kicks the ball onto his left foot and it careens up into the right corner.
It was really good. We don't really care how the goal went in. We're just happy he got the goal anyway, because it has been so many games since he scored a goal. Exactly. So many games since he scored a goal, and that goal itself, the build-up and Willock passing the ball to Pepe, that got Pepe the man of the match for me.
And my here, that tells you when things are going your way, a goal like that comes along, you can score. Everything seems to happen nicely for you when things are going well.
I mean, do you know what? The whole performance from the beginning of the second half, the way Ozil was driving, he was given more freedom. Ceballos always playing quick pass. Even Xhaka was looking to play the quick pass to get it through to Ceballos, so Ceballos can give it to Ozil and create something there. Saka running his heart out the whole entire game. Lacazette getting a goal to boost his confidence, to bring him back to the Laka that we know him to be, and dismiss all the rumors, all the absolute shite rumors of him going to Atletico in a swap deal for Thomas Lemar and all of these other rumors, and he's unhappy. I mean, everything just culminated in a lovely end to the weekend, basically, for all of us. Now we can go into work like superheroes, basically.
Mahir, we're 7 points behind Chelsea, 6 points behind Tottenham. Do you think if they we're kind of getting back into it? If we can continue.
There's a very outside chance. Glenn, Tony, what percentage would you give us in getting back into the top, getting into Champions League
5.
via the top out of 100?
30% for me.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that attitude. That's
You both
fantastic.
said 30 at the same time, and I would say maybe 25%.
We just need to get at least 4 wins going because Chelsea play Tottenham next week, and they have Man U tomorrow, and I think Chelsea will play Everton too, and Wolves will play Sheffield. So we have a really good chance since we'll be playing West Ham, Brighton. If we can get those 3 wins in a row, we can easily be 6th by the start of March.
Wow. Do you guys think it's a good thing that this whole Man City ban thing is happening? As a side note, do you think it's a good thing? And do you think, does that give us any little bit of hope also getting into Champions League maybe via the 5th place?
I love
Well,
Boo's comment there. Go ahead, Len.
as I said earlier, yes, of course, the Man City ban has gotten us confident, but I don't really think we should be depending on finishing 5th because that ban can be overturned anytime, and then Man City get their place back. So we can get 4th if you're actually serious and win our games. No reason we can't get 4th.
Yeah, but also, Glenn, I think that it's probably given an impetus to those teams that are chasing. Look, we have we can maybe get 5th instead of 4th at this point. So really, really big win, 4-0. Performance-wise, Tony, it's something we really needed for the fans as well, something to cling on to.
Yeah, I still wish we could have performed for a full 90 instead of 30 minutes into it.
But look at Liverpool. They took a little while to get into stride as well yesterday.
Yeah, but they're
and Lombard Camp. It's possible now with Manchester City's ban potentially that 5th place could be Champions League spot as well. Lombard Camp, and we are 6 points off of fifth place right now. So I had written top 4 off, and it's very possible it could happen. We're just saying it's anywhere between a 25 and 30% chance that we could do that this season. Who knows with the next 2 games? Tony, just let's not talk about Olympiacos, but let's talk about Everton next.
It should be 3 points.
Against Ancelotti?
Yeah.
Mahir, what are you looking forward to versus Ancelotti and Everton? Will we continue this?
We've said 9 points from 9 points since last night. So yeah, guys, short and sweet.
Glenn, what's your thinking in the next 2 games in the league? We've got I think it's West Ham at home, and before that we've got Everton.
Yeah, and I'd make it 15 out of 15 because you have Brighton and Southampton after that. So Everton, of course, I think from those 5 teams, Everton is the toughest at home. I mean,
yeah, I think it is
at least they actually have a striker in the likes of Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. And just imagine if you actually go into that game 0-0 in the 90th minute and then Iwobi scores the winner. I'll get sick.
Mahir, we're going to do, and everybody in the comments, we're going to do our player ratings now. I'm going to start, we will go clockwise. I'm going to give Bernd Leno a 7 out of 10. I thought he did quite well. His distribution for 1 or 2 times was a problem for me. But I thought he played out at the back and orchestrated the play out pretty well. So I would give him 7 out of 10. Mahir?
7 out of 10. Very solid. Maybe 1 or 2 shaky moments, but soon we will iron that out, and his distribution will also become world class.
Tony?
6.5.
6.5. We can do halves around here. Glenn?
And I'd give him a 7. He made a couple of, I think, 1 or 2 good saves and kept a clean sheet. So 7 for him.
Yeah, any goalkeeper gets a clean sheet's got to get somewhere up 6 and above. Hector Bellerin, I thought he had a tricky game. He struggled at times. He turned the ball over once or twice and misplaced the ball a couple of times. Maybe he's returning back to full fitness and he needs to play his way into it a little bit. I'd probably give him a 6 out of 10. Am I here, Bellerin?
6 out of 10, same as you, bro.
5.5.
Glenn?
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with 6. Probably one of the worst games he's played since he came back. So I'm gonna give him a 6.
Saka. He's one of the probably only for Pepe scoring a goal and having 2 assists. I would probably have Saka as man of the match. So I would give him 8 out of 10. Very, very good play on the left-hand side. Worked very, very well with Aubameyang and the players in midfield, and obviously had that salsa verde nutmeg. So I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. Am I here, Saka?
Very hardworking, love the passion, love the energy on the left-hand side. Whoever's with him on the left-hand side, they will form a partnership very well. So as well, 8.
8.5 is my man of the match.
Okay, very good. Glenn?
I'm gonna give Saka a 9 for his age, playing as a defender, a left back. Dealt with the Lozano guy, the guy he'd nutmegged. That nutmeg itself is enough for him to get a 9, and that assist. So I'm gonna give him a 9. Probably second best player on the match.
You're synced up with Lumberg Camp here. That nutmeg deserves an. Are you Lumberg Camp, Glenn? In the sky.
Definitely thinking.
Great minds think alike, Lumberg Camp. Let's go with Colonel Mustard next. I thought he had a good game. I'll give him 7 out of 10. He did worry me a little at times, and I'm looking at you, Tony. But we'll get to my here next.
I'm also going to give him a 7. He's been playing very well recently, past 3 matches. Colonel Mustard himself.
Colonel Mustard, another solid 7.
Awesome. Glenn?
7 for him, but I can't actually believe Mustafi is still playing for Arsenal, to be honest. I can't actually believe we are saying he's one of the best defenders right now.
It's Colonel Mustard, it ain't Mustafi.
I hope he doesn't keep the likes of Pablo Mari out of the team because Mustafi has started playing well. But for today, the last 3 games, he's played well. 7 for today.
Yeah, I have a little side bet with Tony. I think Pablo Mari will come into the side pretty soon, and Tony maybe disagrees with me.
I don't see him coming in.
David Luiz. I don't think David Luiz did anything wrong. I'll give him 6 out of 10. Glenn, you wanted to say something?
I wanted to say another thing Mustafi has cut out of his game is the consistent fouling. He also likes picking up many yellow cards. So I haven't seen him picking a yellow card in the last 4 games at least.
Good point. Mahir, Colonel Mustard?
Colonel Mustard gets a solid 6 from me. I don't believe he did anything wrong this game.
Yeah.
He's become more positionally aware. Like Glenn said, beautiful point. He's picking up less fouls and his positioning.
You know what? I've already asked you, Colonel Mustard.
Luis.
One of the 2 guys should have told me. David Luiz. I'm going to give David Luiz 6 out of 10. Am I here?
Oh, David Luiz.
Yeah. How do we forget him?
6 for me.
All right. Nothing spectacular about David Luiz. I think he did okay. Glenn?
Since we kept a clean sheet, I'd give him the same as Mustafi, 7.
All right. Let's go into midfield. Granit Xhaka. Probably would give him 5 out of 10 for indiscipline, picking up a yellow card when he didn't need to do that. But it's hard to know whether Arteta is trying to teach the players the dark arts a little bit, commit those fouls in midfield. to disrupt counterattacks. So what did I give him? 5 out of 10, maybe 5.5. I would give Granit Xhaka. His passing wasn't so bad as well. Am I here?
5.5 as well from me because yeah, this few he needs to actually just pick up his game a lot. As much as Glenn, we do know a lot of us have said he's not good enough to play for Arsenal, but
Yeah.
5.5, and I feel comfortable putting him in for Everton as well.
Tony?
5 for me. I almost want to give him a 4.5 for that first 20 minutes.
When you win 4-0, nobody can get under 5, right?
It's hard to.
Glenn?
As I've said, he put himself under so much pressure by getting a silly early yellow card. And the way you were saying about Almiron running through and diving, he actually just passed Shaka and he had to let him go because of the early yellow card. So game management is really important at the start of the game. But after that, he picked up the pace and the passing. So I'm going to give him a 6.
Tobias, we'll get to Stan's question at the end. Tobias, I'm going to give Tobias 7.5 out of 10. I thought he played quite well. Probably moved play along quickly through midfield as well. Am I here?
7.5 from me. I feel his energy and the ability to let Ozil do what he does, being creative. As I've said a million times before, apologies to everybody.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to watch.
A good thing. Tony?
7.75.
All right. Now you're splitting hairs. Glenn?
I was going to give him an 8, but I saw a comment earlier. GK said that he kept on fouling. I also saw Ceballos fouling like 3 or 4 times in the first half. So from that, I'm going to give him a 7. Good to have him back. I hope he gets like 4 or 5 at least consecutive starts to see how he does.
Also, one of his better games this season. I got to give him a 7. He played quite well at home. I was wondering what it would be like if it rained. If he would be more like a northern weather, he would struggle more. But I thought Ozil played quite well. 7 out of 10. My hair. Ready for a photo or something.
Yeah, excuse this, guys. I'm also giving. I'll probably give him a 7.5. I mean, his performances recently would warrant him being in the squad.
Tony, Ozil,
7.
and Glenn.
Good to see Arsenal fans relaxing like that. I'm quite sure I wouldn't be relaxing like that if we lost 3-1 at home. So for Ozil, I'm going to give him.
For me, it's a disturbing pose.
I'm going to give Ozil a 7.5. Probably his best game under Arteta and probably the best game overall in the season. Got a goal after a very long while. So I'm going to give him 7.5.
All right. We're moving quickly past the finishing this podcast so that my ear can relax.
I just feel so good right now, man. Like this is my mood right now, lying down.
This is my here chilling with an Arsenal win. Let's go with Nketiah next. I thought he struggled in the first half, had the opportunity, probably should have scored. I would give him 6.5 out of 10. And Arteta should persist with him a little bit. Nketiah.
I'm going with a 6. I feel he struggled a little bit, but eventually will come good. I mean, maybe we do need to send him on loan for a little bit, something like Emil Smith Rowe, because they get better. The more game time they get, the better they get.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and that's for another podcast, how we decide and who we decide goes on loan. We'll talk about that another time. Tony and Nketiah.
7.
Glenn?
I'm going to give him a 6. Unfair to say he struggled too much because he didn't really get any service, but that chance he missed in the second half should have buried it to convince Arteta more, so 6 for him.
All right, we're going to get into the people who scored now. Aubameyang, I'm going to give him 7.5 out of 10. He got the goal, got things started. he struggled a little bit on the left-hand side, but turned up when we needed him most. And he didn't put away the chances at Burnley, but he did put away his chance today. So 7.5, Aubameyang.
I'm going to 7.5 also. Obama blood clot yang rude boy.
Tony,
6.5 for me.
6.5.
6.5. I think it was another.
You don't want Tony to be your teacher. You don't want him to be your math teacher.
I wouldn't pass any assignment. So I'm gonna give him, for the first half. It would have easily been a 4. He lost the ball so many times up front. Didn't really show himself. In that position, he should have given Nketiah more confidence and more chances. But in the second half, overall, I'm gonna give him a 7.5. Don't forget that he normally gets back defending these days, which is really good. I can see him the left back position defending, so I'm going to give him 7.5.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Glenn. I talked about it with Pepe a lot, and of course, with Aubameyang, you probably more expect that he's going to do that. But to highlight that he did it as well as Pepe is a good thing, and that's what Arteta is going to demand from wide players right now. Pepe, I'm going to say he's man of the match, 9 out of 10. Popped up with a goal and 2 assists. You can't really do much better than that. And with defensive duties that he had, he did stop Newcastle going the other way on a few occasions. And 9 out of 10 for me, for Pepe, man of the match for me.
Yeah, me too. I would have to go with also a 9 for Nicola Pepe. Salt and pepper on all of the Magpies, unfortunately.
Salt and Pepe. Magpies, a la Salt and Pepe. A good way to finish up. Tony, Pepe?
8.5.
Glenn, do you like some Pepe on your meal?
Definitely. And what we want people like that to do is to take charge of the game, which he really did in the second half, and two assists, I think, and a goal. He actually, the goal for Lacazette, he actually tried to pass to Lacazette. He wanted him to score. So I'm going to give him 9.5, man of the match.
Yeah, love the celebration between the two of them, and you bring us nicely to Lacazette coming off the field. Got his goal, and we will end with a salute. Yeah, he got his goal. 7.5 out of 10 for me, Lacazette. Got that rub of the green that every player needs to get back scoring, and he's going to be vital for us in the coming weeks. Mahir, Laka?
Yes, I'm going with the same rating. Pulling out a 9, like our number 9, Lacazette, like a blood clot said.
Tony?
8.
And Glenn?
I'm going to give him an 8 because before that, I think he missed a chance, if I'm not wrong. There's a half chance he got and missed it. So I'm going to give him an 8. I hope this benching gets him some confidence. I'm expecting him to start against Olympiacos and he can bag at least 2 goals.
Yeah. Glenn, do you see the team changing a little bit for Thursday?
Yeah, of course. Lacazette will start. Martinelli will start. Torreira will start. Shocking not to see Guendouzi on the bench. I had it was a tactical decision, so he'll be back for that one. I don't know if Pablo Mari is fit, so maybe I'd start Martinez in goal. So maybe 6 to 7 changes.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you bring us to. Should we be switching goalkeepers now for these competitions, Glenn?
Yeah, definitely. Martinez isn't a bad goalkeeper either way. So, and otherwise, we'd actually debate that in some games he's done better than Leno. So, put him in, no difference. So, at least he actually gets rid of the ball quickly. Sorry. So, yeah, start him in the game.
He's a worthy deputy. He's a definite worthy deputy.
Tell me about Thursday night, Mahir. What do you hope to see?
Thursday night, I would love to see Pablo because he's only on loan for so long with us. I'd love to see the midfield pivot of Ceballos and Torreira with Ozil in the middle, Pepe on the right hand side. Martinelli or over up front and on the wing, on the left wing. And that's basically my whole lineup in a few seconds.
Tony, what will this do for confidence going forward?
It should be a good boost.
Yeah, heading into the Europa League, it's probably very, very timely. So very, very good. I want to thank all of you for joining me tonight, today, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time you're watching this at. This has been the 20th episode of our second season. Arsenal have defeated Newcastle. Almost said Manchester United. Newcastle United 4-0. And I think, Glenn, we should stop talking about Pepe. Let him be. He's doing okay. I think because we paid so much money for him, we should just let it be now.
Yeah, for me, he's definitely improved since the first day, and he's improved because the first days, let's be honest, he wasn't actually showing us that he was worth 75 million, but that would happen with every new player adapting to the Premier League. The Premier League is hard. That's why you see every new player getting signed, getting subbed in the first game. Badrin, the new Tottenham midfielder, the game against Man City, which he scored, he was so tired by the 60th minute. So that is something that happens with every player. But right now, he's improved. He's scoring goals. It's not like he has 0 goals. He's scoring goals. He's taking charge of the game. Had a few bench games that he sat on the bench, got his confidence back. So for me, it's okay. Let's see how the rest of the season goes in the next season.
And Tony, we're going to keep a close eye on the Lacazette versus Pepe scoring charts, okay? Until then, thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll be back next time. I'm gonna finish with a Pepe salute because I liked what I saw today. 4-0 to the Arsenal. We got 4 Gooners in here. Good stuff. Until next time, come on, you Gooners. Hope you like the show, and we'll see you next time. Thanks to all of you for joining me once again.